In this video, I want to dwell on how government regulations impact stock market movements. How does government policies, regulations, how do they affect uh, stock movements in the market? So in this, I want to consider number one here is regulatory impacts on business operations. Regulatory impact on business operations. So I want to consider cost of compliance with government regulations. So regulations often increase operational costs for companies, particularly in industries like finance, like healthcare, like energy. This can reduce profitability, leading to stock price declines. So when government, promulgate laws, when they bring out policies, these policies, are aimed towards regulating the markets, regulating sectors or industries in the markets. And in some cases, it might cost companies financially to adequately comply with government policies, and that cost will invariably affect the bottom line. It will affect profit levels, and once profit levels are affected, you discover that earning per shares will equally take a hit. And once earning per share dwindles, the stock price will certainly go down. We have a market access. Restrictions on market access or competitive practices can limit business growth, negatively impacting stock performance. In a case where governments bring in antitrust policies, I think I heard a recent that I think either Google or so would the government is forcing them to either to split one of his I don't know precisely the details of the news, but news of that nature, all right, policies of that nature would certainly affect the company involved. Just like the case of Microsoft versus the US government on the matter that involved Netscape also. Netscape. The browser, the browser issue, Netscape browser versus Microsoft Explorer. So the government had to come in, and then it affected Microsoft, negatively. So number two is investor confidence. Investor confidence here, you have positive regulations that ensure transparency, fairness, and protect investors can boost confidence in the markets, leading to stock price increases. So if a regulation actually have an impact of boosting consumer confidence, then it will translate to higher stock prices, because consumer confidence will determine their patronage of the markets, and the patronage will equally determine stock price movements. The next item is negative regulation. We've considered positive regulations. We want to look at negative regulations. So stricter regulations such as high taxes or new compliance requirements may reduce investor optimism and cause stock prices to fall. It's just a matter of sentiment. Pessimism, optimism, these sentiments have a huge impact in market performance. Number three is sector-specific effects. Sector-specific effects. So you are considering favorable policies. Certain regulations can benefit specific sectors. For example, Government incentive for renewable energy can drive stocks growth in the clean energy sector. If the government policy, is favorable towards renewable energy, discover that companies in that sector will experience growth, will experience increase in stock prices. The same number three, but a sub heading is restrictive policies. We considered favorable policies. We want to look at restrictive policies this time around. So conversely, regulations that restricts certain business practices like environmental or antitrust laws can hurt stock prices and affect it will affect stock prices in the relevant sectors. When it comes to antitrust policy, it can be very severe because government could take drastic action against the company concerned, and by and by you discover that stock prices would such regulations will affect the price of the stock concerned. Number four is market volatility. Markets volatility. So you have unexpected changes. So sudden changes in regulations, such as new trade, new trade tariff or tax laws, can cause market uncertainty and lead to volatility in stock prices. If governments introduce new tariff regimen, you discover that it will certainly affect the market. And you equally have long-term stability. Long-term stability. So well-implemented, stable regulations can provide long-term certainty. Supporting steady stock, stock market growth. It will stabilize the economy, stabilize the markets, and will influence, that steady growth in stock prices. And so in conclusion, government regulations influence stock market movement by affecting business costs. In an atmosphere of reduced or let's say heightened business costs, it will eat into the bottom line, and that will affect earnings, profitability, and equally stock price. So we also consider investor confidence and sector performance. So while favorable regulations can stimulate market growth, strict or unexpected changes can create uncertainty and volatility, which will impact stock prices in return. So whatever policy or regulation the government brings out, it will certainly have an impact in the market. The impact could be negative and it could be positive. But all the same, market participants react to government regulations. And as they react, such reactions will impact the market one way or the other. So make sure that you are always, you remain conversant with news, because this news actually talks about regulations that might affect the markets, one way or the other.